The row over free school meals continues to gather pace in the UK. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has admitted he has not spoken to Marcus Rashford, the Manchester United footballer who's been fighting for an expansion of free school meals, especially during the holidays. But so far, the government has refused to bow to pressure. From London, HThe reports.
Kelly's 4 children are among more than 1 million in England who get free meals at school. This week, while they're on their midterm break, they'll continue to eat for free because of the generosity of this local cafe.
My son is 12. He doesn't stop eating. So to have like a proper cooked lunch for him is important. He's growing, he does football. It's embarrassing having to ask somebody to support your children that you created. But when you have no other option, what are you supposed to do?
Kelly's son has a footballer to thank for his meals this week. A campaign by the Manchester United star Marcus Rashford at Easter ensured children got free meals when schools break for holiday. Now, the food has stopped, but Rashford has not. Business owners across the country have picked up his cause and stepped in to ensure that children will continue to eat well between now and going back to school next Monday.
You cannot afford to give young kids food for a week. I never thought that this was the case in the United Kingdom on 2020. Are you going to allow young kids to just stop? It's not on my watch.
Last week, Boris Johnson whipped his MPs to vote against the opposition Labour Party's motion to extend free school meals. It triggered quite a response. Some Conservative MPs have seen protests outside their offices. Many have told their PM to change his mind. But after a long list of U-turns by his government, Johnson says he won't change direction.
People like Marcus Rashford who are working on this, I totally salute and understand where he's coming from. You know, this is something that we need to focus on, the issue of holiday hunger. But the way to deal with it, we think, is by increasing the funds available for universal credit, but also put more into local councils.
The government's critics say there cannot be a better way to avoid hunger than simply providing meals. Many believe the issue of hungry children has become the latest political football.
Have a debate about whether we should make sure that hungry and vulnerable children should have enough to eat is something which is strikingly similar to chapters, I think, of what we'd expect to see in Oliver Twist.
The next school holidays are at Christmas. The opposition Labour Party says it will ensure MPs have another opportunity to vote before the season of goodwill is upon us. HThe, Euronews, London.